Final leg, we are back to talk about the Rabat Diamond League that just went down in Morocco. We saw some great performances. This meet is known for a lot of meet records. It's one of the new Diamond League meets. It replaced the New York Diamond League a couple years ago. So a lot of meet records were set at Rabat. Let's jump right into it. We had Genzebe Dibaba. She was probably the story of the meet. She managed to come out here with the win in the 1500 meters, beating out a very commendable field. She ran 3:55.47. That's actually the fastest time in the world since 2016. So great performance by Genzebe Dibaba, who is also the world record holder in the event from back in 2015. She bet out a really strong field. She bet out Sifan Hassan, Guraf Sergey. So really strong performances from everybody down the line. Huge personal best and a lot of great performances from a lot of ladies. We're going to see Genzebe Dibaba at the Doha World Championships. She's starting to get a little more consistent. Of course, she won the 1500 meter Diamond League a couple weeks ago as well. So keep a lookout for her as the season progresses. And let's see if she's going to be able to get back on the top of that podium when we get to Doha World Championships later on this year. Now in the men's discus throw, we had Daniel Saul of Sweden going up against Fedrick Dacres of Jamaica. Dacres managed to come out with the win in 70.78. That's a world lead, personal best, national record, Diamond League record, all the allocates there. He actually was declared the second place runner-up to Stahl because that third round throw of 70.78 was actually declared as a foul, but later on it was reversed and he was given the win in the event. This is a huge personal best from him. Again, the world lead, national record, all those allocates there. This is showing that he is really progressing and he is not to be forgotten. Stahl, of course, has been throwing well all season, but Dacres is not going to be forgotten. He's going to go for that world championship win, and he is showing that he's really going to be able to compete there. So keep a lookout for both these guys when we're going into the Doha World Championships in that discus throw. Now in the men's steeplechase, we had Getnet Wale of Ethiopia. He managed to grab the win in 8 minutes 6.01 seconds. That's a world lead, personal best, and also a national record. So really strong performance from him for this country of Ethiopia. We're going to see a lot more steeplechasers really coming into the fold as the season progresses. So keep out for Wale as well as some other guys in that steeplechase. Now in the men's 200 meters, we had a really strong field that included Andre DeGrasse, we had Ramil Guliev, we had Kenny Benderak from Indiana Hills Community College. He had been running well all season, but DeGrasse managed to come away with the win. He ran 20.19 seconds. That's a season's best. He really was strong going down that home stretch, showing his closing speed is not gone yet. So he's definitely going to be a contender if he can really continue to progress throughout the season. He's hopefully going to go for a spot back on the podium when we get to Doha later on this year. Now in the women's 400 meters, of course, Shanae Miller-Weibo is the world leader and the most dominant 400 meter runner on the women's side now. But in this race, we didn't have Miller-Weibo. We had Salwa in Naser. She was going for the win here. She managed to come away with the win very cleanly, 50.13 seconds in that 400 meters. It's not as fast as Miller-Weibo, but Naser is showing that she's slowly progressing. Probably once she gets in a race with Miller-Weibo, she's really going to take off and really throw down a very fast time. But for now, Naser is showing that she's really dominant and a solid number 2 in that women's 400 meters. So keep a lookout for Naser, and hopefully we'll see a matchup between her and Miller-Weibo later on in the season. Now in the women's 100 meters, we had Blessing Okagbare. She managed to come away with the win in 11.05 seconds, beating out a pretty quality field that included Daphne Skippers as well as Marie Jose Talu and some other ladies as well. So Okagbare is sometimes inconsistent in the sprints, but she showed here that she can still hold her own, and she's definitely going to be one to look out for when we go to those world championships later on this year. Now in the men's long jump, we had Juan Miguel Echevarria. He was going up against Luvon Minyonga as well as Jeff Henderson and some other guys in that event, but Echevarria managed to come away with the win in a season's best of 8.34 meters. Really strong performance. It's not the world lead yet, but he is definitely progressing. He's showing that he's getting more consistent. Hopefully he's going to be able to replicate some of the long jumps that we saw from him last year, but this is a really good sign that he's definitely going to be getting up there soon enough. So keep a lookout for Echevarria. Now in the women's discus throw, we had Yaime Perez from Cuba. She managed to take the win in 68.28 meters. Great season's best from her. Not a world lead, but we did have some other ladies in the field. We had Caballero as well as Sandra Perkovic. So these three ladies are probably going to be the top contenders for the World Championship 3 medals when we get to Doha later on this year. So keep a lookout for all of them as the season progresses. In the men's 110 hurdles, we had Sergey Shubenkov. He managed to grab the win over Omar McLeod. He ran 13.12 seconds. That's a really strong performance from him. A season's best and also a meet record at this meet as well. Omar McLeod had gotten the best of Shubenkov earlier this season, but Shubenkov came back. Of course, Shubenkov and McLeod are some of the top performers in the 110 hurdles. There's also some other guys. Of course, the Americans, we have Grant Holloway. We also have Daniel Roberts coming off the world leading performances. But these two guys, Shubenkov as well as McLeod, are going to be progressing as the season gets closer to those world championships. Finally, in the women's pole vault, we had Sandi Morris. She managed to take the win over a high-quality field, 4.82 meters, really strong meet record and season's best for her. She's showing that she's really going to be consistent. Hopefully, she's going to be able to improve upon her silver medal from the last World Championships and go for gold. But of course, again, there's a lot of competition in that pole vault, so keep a lookout for Morris as well as some other ladies in that field. Alright, so those are highlights from the Rabat Diamond League. Of course, the pros are really starting to gear up. We're going to have some national championships coming up in a couple weeks. And then, of course, at the end of the year, in September and October, we're going to have those Doha World Championships. So keep a lookout for all the pro athletes. Make sure you guys check out the results online. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment on your favorite performance from the Rabat Diamond League, and we'll be back again very soon. Thanks.